Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Drink it in, man! Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hockey Happy Hour. We are live from the BMW of Atlantic City Studios here in Mount Ephraim, New Jersey. I am Matt Sassuti. This is Mike Kalenkov, the Penguin Man.
I know
here.
It's tough. You just worked with two other Mikes, so you got to remember the last name.
No, that wasn't it. It's just I'm looking at that jersey and just how much
Filled a thrill. I mean, come on, man.
No.
You can't be too mad at that.
I respect Phil Kessel, but yeah, that jersey's ugly. I'm not gonna lie, that's an ugly looking jersey. And we also got the broken one, Rob Povia behind the boards, ready to delete anyone he finds obsolete, like this jabron right on over here with that Penguins jersey. Anyway, this is the Hockey Happy Hour here on A2DRadio.com, brought to you by Skizano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.skizanosports.com.
That was weak.
That was weak?
Just like the way the
Okay.
Flyers played
There
the
you go.
Penguins
How's
2
that?
weeks ago.
Yeah. How weak was that? There you go. All right, and by the way, shut up. Okay, so, yes, big whoop. The Flyers lost 5-1 to the Pittsburgh fucking Penguins, and now you got to rub it the fuck in.
I have to. I had to wait 2 weeks for this. Curse
true.
the weather. This could have been already done and over with.
Oh,
but
no. I don't know if you would have walked out of the studio then. I think it would have been best that we have waited a week so that the Flyers can recover, and they did as they went.
Yeah.
As they wound up winning 3 straight, coming into this game that they have this Saturday coming up against the fucking Devils. Jesus. Ugh. Sorry. I have to impose the gag reflex every time I think of that disgusting, repulsive team. Anyway, so, thank you, Rob. So the Flyers losing 5-1 to the Pittsburgh Penguins in a game where, quite frankly, it was pretty even through 90% of the game.
Yeah.
But then somehow, some way, it takes one period, one bad
Not
fucking
even one period. It was 4 minutes.
Yeah, 4 bad fucking minutes, and
Yeah.
the wheels just fell right the fuck off.
Yep.
And then next thing you know, there's boom, 1 goal, 2, 1 goal, 3, 1, boom, 3 goal. Like
4.
Yeah, 4.
Count 'em, 4.
It's just like I literally was just seething with anger. I'm like, what the fuck is this? For a team that had no offense going into this game, you gave up 4 goals in 4 minutes. What the fuck was that?
Yeah.
You said you're progressing. What the fuck kind of progress is this? Trust the process. Trust it to get your ass kicked in the fucking middle of your home turf. What the hell is this? This is not progress. This is taking 20 steps backwards and saying, oh, that's all right. We didn't want to beat the Penguins anyway. Who cares? We'll let Crosby beat us. Why not? He's a nice guy. Shut up. Crosby can go suck a cock. Anyway, so with that being said, after the Flyers' miserable failure against the Pittsburgh Penguins on home turf,
Indeed.
they rebounded and managed to win 2 straight games, scoring a combined 12 goals in those games, then winning another one. And now they come up against the New Jersey Devils, and I like the way the Flyers have played. The Devils, though, have been playing extremely well. And the big problem now is it's like, unless the Devils come down to earth on Saturday, the Flyers are really going to have to dig in and have to really withstand the onslaught. and then push back. They're going to have to. Because unfortunately now we are getting much closer to the All-Star break. Before you know it, it's going to be here. It's going to happen.
Yep.
And when it does, that's the moment where it's crunch time. That's when, okay, all the bullshit you pulled in the first, you cannot pull in the second.
No more.
Nope.
Yep.
Nope. All that garbage you talked about, inconsistency, not playing a full 60 minutes, I hope you happy and I hope you got that out of your system. Because if you do that for the rest of the season, we are fucked. Simple as that.
Yeah. I mean, and we're coming from two teams coming from the bottom of the barrel this year too. So, we have to – both of our teams have to come back in the second half of this season. So
I wouldn't nearly be as worried about the Penguins as I would the Flyers at this point in time.
I am, though. I mean, it's a young team, but, we just saw – what Crosby could really do with young players. Again, we've seen it with Sherry, we've seen it with Gensel, and now we're seeing it with Dominic Simone and Daniel Sprong, who were recently both brought up so far. And, Sprong scoring 2 goals in the game against the Islanders, which was great. And, Crosby's just getting them to produce. But that's what it takes, is getting those young players that, I've always been talking about, is bringing those next guys up, which – they did, and it worked for the last couple of games, obviously not against Carolina. I don't know what it is about Carolina this year, but we just can't get past them, losing to them 4-0, and then bouncing back against the Islanders. We won 4-0. So I don't even know what to think of this team right now. And it's the same for the Flyers.
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't know what it is with the state of Pennsylvania right now, but those two hockey teams, they're just I don't know. I really don't know at all right now. It's tough to even judge who they are. What is the real team? What are we actually looking at?
That is a very good question. What am I looking at when it comes to the Flyers, and what are we looking at when it comes to the Penguins? But the thing is, though, is that the Penguins, I think that they just had, yes, they lost a lot of pieces in the offseason, but the thing is, though, is that I think they're just having a bit of a rough go at it in the first half. I'm pretty sure their second half will be fine, so I wouldn't worry too much about that.
Yeah, I mean, we were riddled with injuries and stuff, but it can't be an excuse, though.
I'm not saying it's an excuse, but they had a bad, jump out of the gate. However, how many really solid teams have had bad jumps out of the gate, and they wound up back in their regular playoff positioning? It usually isn't as big of a problem. Now, for a team that is processing and trying to become something and trying to get themselves back into that kind of realm, having a bad start to the season is not exactly how you wanted to kick things off, because, and I'm not saying the Flyers have had a bad start, but they've had a mediocre start at best.
Yeah.
They had a very shitty month in November. They had a very good month in October. They've put the pieces back together since then. They had a good December, a solid December. Now they're coming into January. They're putting it together. They're trying to make it as solid as they can, which is fine. But the consistency has to be there. It has to get going. If that consistency does not find us soon, barring us going on massive win streaks in the second half, we will not be able to compete in the wild card because it's too close this year.
And it's going to be so tough, as tough as the Metro has been this year, too. It's going to be hard. Everybody, I was looking at the standings the other day. I'm talking to my dad. I'm like, damn, if we were in the Atlantic, we would be a playoff team right now.
I know.
Right now, we're second to last.
In the Metropolitan. And that's not to say that the team's bad. It's just that that's how the Metro's been playing all year.
Yeah, the Metro's just been playing great this year, so it's tough.
It's safe to say, I would have to think the wild card's going to be 2 Metro teams this year. Most likely.
I would say so,
I think that's a safe bet that 2 Metropolitan Division teams are going to win the wild card seats in the East, which I think would be the first time that's happened since this new wild card system's been put into place. I don't think it happened any other time. In the West, it's happened, because most of the time in the West, it's only 2 Central teams that usually wind up making it in the wild card. Very few times does a Pacific team get in on the wild card.
Well, I got a couple people commenting on Facebook real quick. Tom Arnone going, hell yes to our question. Will the Flyers defeat the Devils in the next game? Obviously, Tom, hell yes.
I love that.
Daniel says Flyers play good against top teams and bad against the struggling teams. Rob Povia over there. Oh, hell yeah. Actually, Devils are pretty good this season, so Flyers will probably lose in a shootout. It'd be typical Flyers fashion. Daniel coming in again. I'm just saying. Devils are slumping of late, so the Flyers could steal one, which I do agree. And Ralphie going in, God, I hate the Devils. I hope we beat the shit out of them.
I really do too. Like I can't stand the Devils. Like the Devils are the worst example of a team with no fucking fan base, just the fraudest luck on the face of the planet. No, seriously. Their luck, they only won maybe, 2 Stanley Cups on skill. Their first one was a complete fluke. It was because of Marty Brodeur that they won it, and the fact that their defense was solid. That's the only reason why. Other than that...
A chip's a chip.
I get that, but still, let's call it what it is. They got lucky when they won it the first time around. That's because they had the Bruisers going there, and they had Marty Brodeur. That's the other reason why. Not only that, too, think about the teams they beat in the Stanley Cup Finals. Yes, they beat the Red Wings, but the Red Wings really, quite frankly, they routinely were choking when they were getting into the playoffs. Going into that year, the Red Wings were a phenomenal team, but when it came to playoff time, they would choke straight out of the playoffs. They did it multiple years before finally, and of course they had to fucking do it with the year they faced the Flyers. They broke that bad luck, and they won the damn thing. And then the Devils in 2003, they faced the Anaheim Mighty Ducks. Okay. The Mighty Ducks were really good that year. Don't get me wrong.
Very good.
But were they the best team in the West? No, that's debatable.
Yeah.
They were still a good team, however, and they deserved to be there. I'm not taking that away from them. They weren't the best team that year. And then they also faced, in 2000, they faced the Dallas Stars. Well, the Dallas Stars had a bunch of aging veterans. You had Brett Hull. You had Ed Belfour in goal. They put up a good fight, but still at the end of the day, they're aging veterans. And very rarely does a team repeat, and they didn't that year. The very first time they faced a team with a lot of skill to match them, the Colorado Avalanche, and they had a goalie to compete with Marty Brodeur, broke. Instantly just failed. They went to 7 games, but they couldn't get the job done. That shows you everything right there. They drew the perfect opponents every single time.
Yeah, and a lot of times the Penguins don't get credit for that as well in the last 2 chips that they won, playing the Sharks who made their first appearance as well as Nashville making their first appearance. So... But, I mean, they were 2 great defensively tough teams. Like you were saying before, you're not giving the Devils too much credit because of that. But they were both 2 teams that had solid goaltending and great defenses. And, a lot of great veterans on the team, too. But, I don't know. I'm taking the chip. I don't care what it is, how they got it done.
I'm not saying you don't take the chip. I'm just knocking a little.
I'll take anything I can get.
I'm taking a little Devils fanboy and knocking it down right there. I think you can identify with one to do something like that. I mean, I think you hate the New Jersey Devils. Do you not?
Yeah.
I mean,
I love their arena because it's always cheap.
Well, I mean, yeah, because the fans
tickets are cheap to get there.
Well, the fans are cheap, and everything's cheap up there. Says a lot about the people. But anyway. So, one thing that's going to be really interesting about this, actually, I came across this article not that long ago, and I thought it was very interesting about the Metropolitan Division, is that even though the Flyers are flawed, most of the teams in the Metropolitan are flawed. And it's true. Most of them have something wrong with them at some way or another.
Except for the Caps.
Well, okay, the Caps have one thing wrong with them. They can't win a Stanley Cup.
True.
That's their biggest problem. Like, I don't care how good you are during the regular season. You could be the greatest regular season team. You could be a darling during the regular season.
As they always are.
And you know what happens?
They play the Penguins.
And they also they just wind up choking.
Yeah.
They wind up choking. And it's not just to the Pens. I think, what was it? They had a 3-game lead on the New York Rangers one year. They gave that the fuck up. Like, they had a 3-1 lead on the Rangers, and the Rangers still beat them. Like,
yeah.
You had a 3-1 lead, and you blew it.
Even
what?
Toronto last year made it a series.
Yeah, they did. So. I'm surprised they didn't beat them. But that's all right because they allowed history to prevail, as it always does. During that series, I honestly never thought for 1 second that the Caps were going to do it. I really honestly thought, they're not going to do it. They are not going to do it. They had a lead, and they fucked it up. And now the Pens are going to make them pay for it. That's what's going to happen. They do it every year.
Yeah, got a lot more comments coming in from Daniel Bakley. Flyers control their playoff destiny with having 34 to 40 games left against the East and having 2 games in hand in the division. So if they play winning hockey, they have a chance of making it. And talking about the Ducks Cup run there, young Jagier from Anaheim. came out of nowhere to get the Ducks to the Cup Finals. And one last comment: Flyers are second to last and are only 4 to 5 points back of third place. So it just shows how tough the Metro is this year and how close, how much these games are going to be meaningful.
Yeah, it is true. I mean, that's the thing, though. As good as the Flyers have been playing, and they've been playing well, they've recovered well from devastating losses. Like a young team like this who's developing, they take a real tough loss to a division and state rival, but they respond the way you need to respond.
Exactly, and responding with a 3-game winning streak, and that's exactly what they needed to do.
The perfect match. And the thing about it is that then you go into this game with the Devils. If they can play consistent hockey, that's my thing. Like I said, you could be as good as you need to be, and you could play as well as you need to, but you got to be consistent. And especially against division opponents. The division opponents you're going to see the most. You want to be able to get something established against them early, and that's the problem. Against division opponents, I haven't really seen too much promise, sadly. Let's see, we lost to Washington, but that was bound to happen. We lost to Pittsburgh, which was a game that was winnable until you fucked up in the second period, and then it became unwinnable.
Yeah, it was a battle of the secondary scoring where, it was the third and fourth line for the Penguins that had 6 points that game. 2 goals and 4 assists total.
Yeah.
So, it came down to that. It wasn't the big guys scoring. It was the secondary guys that need to put the puck in the net.
Yeah, true. The only team that they show any legitimate promise against is the New York Islanders. That's the only team that they've been consistently able to beat or perform well against.
Which, even for me, I was surprised that the Penguins came out and beat them in Barclay 4-0 that night.
Yeah, I know.
With Tristan Jarry in net.
Well, the Islanders have just been playing lights out, which has been
that's
crazy.
why I was surprised.
Recently.
I was totally surprised.
And that's the weird part of it. It's just, again, that's my major focal point. If you are playing inconsistent, I don't care how good your team could be or how well your team has been able to recover from their inconsistencies. Your inconsistencies are going to kill you. They will. Coming down the stretch, they will hurt you at the end of the day. And even if you do make the playoffs and you manage to sneak in on a wild card and just pull off an amazing run during the regular season, if you're still inconsistent, I don't care who you draw. You're not winning. You could pick the perfect team for us to draw in the first round, and we could still lose that series because we're inconsistent.
Yeah.
You need to be a consistent team. Toronto was a little too inconsistent for them to beat the Washington Capitals at the end of the day.
Yep.
Even though the Capitals themselves were as inconsistent as could possibly be. It was just enough to get the Capitals past you. And that's the thing. Enough inconsistency, team doesn't have to be good to beat you. They just take advantage of it.
Yeah, talking about more inconsistency, Daniel Bakley chimes in again and says the Metro is a division of inconsistency.
That is true. And that's exactly what the article talks about, that the whole division has been inconsistent. And he's right. And it was commented earlier, the Devils are on a slump. And they are.
Which we're hoping and we figured that eventually it would come.
Yes, and we're hoping that this is that great, mighty slump that shows that the Devils are nothing but a paper-thin team that shows that they had a great beginning to the season, but it all comes downhill like a mudslide.
Yeah. Now I want to ask you, is this the second time they're playing each other or the first time they're meeting each other?
I'm trying to jog my memory here.
Let me check the flyer. Nico Hischier and Nolan Patrick's first game against each other.
I don't think so. Let me check here.
Okay.
My senses tell me they've met before this year, but I think it was very, very early in the year, and it was 3 or 4 or 5 games in, and it wasn't as big of a deal to lose as it is if you lose this game.
Daniel's saying first time, so.
Okay, so I'm going to go on his word. I'm going to say that. I'm check the schedule for double checking on the reference. But still, if it is the first time, it is a big matchup because you want to establish a victory on New Jersey early. Now, the real question is it going to be in the Rock or is it going to be in Philly? And it's going to be in the Rock. That actually favors us because, like the Flyers of Devils rivalries of old, it's always been whatever team is on the road wins.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter what the game is or what the situation is.
Kind of like our series. It's usually the road team wins.
Yeah, but not so much anymore.
Yeah.
But the Devils and the Flyers, that goes back to even the 90s. It didn't matter. even with Lindros and the Legion of Doom, for whatever reason, the Flyers can't beat New Jersey at home. But when they would go to Brendan Byrne Arena, they would destroy the Devils. I'm like, that makes no fucking sense. But it is what it is. Rob knows. Rob witnessed a few of those. So yeah.
In person, many tears were shed.
Yeah.
Going on the YouTube side, we got David Roska chiming in as always. What's up, Dave? He goes, "What's up, Matt? What's up, Mike?" His Ducks are 19-15, and Mandy and Sonia are sick with the flu.
Ooh, bad news for the WWE, at least for the week of Raw coming up.
Right. Now, I know Brian's not here to rejoice in that, but if he is listening at home, Brian, why don't you do one thing for me? Feed me your energy.
Yes. Delete. Yeah, I can't help it. I watch Raw now for two reasons, and one of them is Matt Hardy. It's just because it's so cool. But anyway.
Well, I was just killing two birds with one stone. Wanted to address Brian not being here and say what up, and give my token woken Matt Hardy reference. But yeah, Dave. Yeah, their Ducks are definitely doing well, especially post trade.
Without a doubt.
Yeah. Getting Henrique, so.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, that boosts the offense a lot, so.
And one thing that we want to bring up with this little minute break in the action, though, but if you aren't already sold on the future of the Flyers, goaltending being Carter Hart, you know what he goes and does?
Yeah.
He goes and wins a gold for Team Canada in the World Juniors.
Wasn't denied this year.
Oh, my God. Like, I cannot wait. I just cannot wait to see him in a Flyers jersey stopping pucks. If he turns out to be as good as he is showing right now in the junior leagues and in the World Junior Championship, finally, by the grace of freaking God, we can finally say no more of this goaltending, rotating door bullshit. We can finally say we have a solid number one. Finally. We have been trying to get a solid number one since Ron Hextall retired. Like, let's just put that into perspective. That's a long time ago. Hell, we were searching for a number one when we traded him in the early 90s because we never found a number one to replace him after that. It was just one guy after the other. Like, okay, what third string goalie we going to put in this year who's going to overperform and fail in the playoffs? You know, like, that was how it was every year. And it's still like that, for crying out loud.
Hey, I'm just trying to have a solid number two over here. Who does number two work for? No.
Okay. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, it's always great to have that number one goalie. I mean, we had it for, Jesus Christ, Fleury was drafted in 2003. So all those years, 14 years of him, it's great. You'll get there one day, buddy. Hey, he's coming up, man. He's coming up. What do you say, about 2 years? If you want to wait that long?
I don't, but
I mean, obviously you want the kid to develop, but we already know what he is.
2 years. I don't know. See, that's the
What
problem.
is he, 18, 19?
Something like that. The problem is that it's. See, the thing is that Hexy's the GM. That's the problem.
He is 19.
19?
Okay. I mean,
I knew he was a young pup.
See, here's the thing. Hexy's the GM, and that's the thing. Like, Hexy is he's the guy who habitually holds people down way too long. Between Gostisbehere and Moran, who got sent down, and Sanheim and Haag, it's just like, when the fuck are these guys coming up? You know, these guys are ready.
But like I told you before, Maddie, I don't know if it's like an overall philosophy that he holds them down for too long, because you had blue chip prospects like Ivan Provorov and Nolan Patrick, who was just drafted this year, immediately thrust in there. It's like it's a difference of, are you a chipper and you're hitting the NHL ice right off the bat?
Yeah.
A la your boy Sidney Crosby when he came into the league.
Yeah.
I'm not comparing any of these guys to Sid. Slow my roll.
I know, I got
Slow
you.
my roll.
Hey,
right
I
there.
know. If they talked about the same comparison with LeBron James and Blake Bortles.
Yeah. Oh, hey, it's not that far.
It's not even the same sport. What the fuck?
No, I know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
exactly. You know what I mean? So they're going to get thrust right in the limelight, whereas other guys are going to need some time in juniors.
And you know what? We tried the same thing. I'm bringing up Daniel Sprung again. It's a kid I love that we developed and everything. He played his rookie year. Came in, I believe, 18, 19 years old, coming into the league, playing right away. realized this kid's not ready yet. Put him down for 2 years. Was killing in the AHL. He had 2 hat tricks this season so far in the AHL. Comes in, scores 2 goals. I think he's only got 2 goals so far with us. But what else can you ask for a kid that's 21 years old?
Not much.
You know?
Yeah.
In his first full season that he's going to be. And he's got the best line mate you could have in Crosby. So he's going to learn quick. I mean, we saw it with Gensel last year, and we saw it with Sherry as well. So
I mean, I'm trying to think of the time frame though for Hart. You know what I'm gonna say? He's 19 now, so what they'll probably do is they'll probably put him on the Phantoms for a year.
I would say yes,
And
definitely.
then after that, if he really does well, if he shows just flashes of greatness, what they'll probably do is next year, what they're going to do is they'll probably put Stolarz up.
Forgot about Anthony Stolarz.
What they're going to do, they're going to put Stoli up. That's probably what they'll do. Get rid of either Neuwirth or Elliott.
Say, which veteran do you think they would keep, though?
Elliott.
Elliott.
Honestly, they'll keep Elliott.
The way he's been playing, sure.
Yeah, they'll keep Elliott. Not only that, too, Neuwirth keeps getting hurt. So what's the point of keeping someone who's going to get hurt? They'll bring up Stoli to either be the backup to Elliott or to just do the tandem with Elliott. And then if he performs extremely well in the AHL,
Yeah, which he has to, yeah.
they're going to then take him and put him up in Stoli's spot. And Elliott's contract isn't long, so what they'll do is they'll probably try to get rid of Elliott, and they'll put Stoli to be starter to
and then
kick
have
things
Hart
up.
backing
and
up.
then Hart will back up, and then what will happen is they'll either do a tandem, or if Hart outshines him, they'll just go with Hart.
Maybe or maybe not. I was scouring for Carter Hart stats in this 2018 World Juniors, and he only put up a 1.81 goals against, 930 save percentage, 5-1 record overall, including 1 loss in a shootout. But I mean, this is against the world's best, at the junior level.
Yeah.
But I mean, that's.
But we know where
high scoring
Canada
to fly.
ranks too, out of all the other countries.
Sure.
Yeah, like last.
Sure.
So that's Canada sucks at hockey.
Yeah. So
I don't know if
that's
anybody knows that.
my only thing. Obviously, the kid's great. I mean, we've seen it. He's won 2 golds already.
Yeah. He put the best stats in this tournament. I mean, you could look at Philip Gustafsson for Sweden. He had the same 1.81 goals against average, but he had a 9.24 or 0.924 save percentage.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's the thing, though. I'm going to say that Hexy's not the – I mean, has Hexy done where he's put young bucks who he feels are immediately ready in there? Yeah, he put a guy like Provy in there first time he drafted him. Yes, he did put Nolan Patrick in there immediately. But the thing is that they always play it differently with goalies. Mm-hmm. Goalies are always treated differently. They're treated with almost a little bit more pamper because goalies are divas, and they can be if they want to be.
Yeah.
And we should know we've had more than our fair share of divas in fucking net. And the thing about it is that I don't think Hexy wants to put him immediately into the NHL. I think he wants him to get acclimated to the AHL first, and then you can see if he crushes it in the AHL, then you have to put him on the NHL team. But let's see what he does first, because he hasn't played in the AHL at all. He's only ever played in juniors. That's another thing too you got to take into account, because Stoli was crushing it in juniors. But they wanted to see what he could do in the AHL first. And that took a minute or two,
Yeah. All right, we got a lot of comments coming in. Daniel Bakley again. Saw Hart at the rookies game at the start of the season, and I like what I saw. Jose Colon says, yes, they do. I'm guessing towards beating the Devils. Tom Arnone asking, are the Flyers making he mixed this up. Are the Flyers making the playoffs, boys? We'll get back to that question. Sham Salwet. Oh, my God, I'm so bad with last name. No, Sawney. Here we go, Sawney. 1 year in the AHL for Hart. I'm pretty sure we're all in agreement there. He definitely needs to develop a little bit more there. Mm-hmm. Daniel coming back. If they keep the balance amongst those lines and keeping Giroux, Voracek, and Simmons separate, they can as a wild card. And Sam coming back. Nope, they will extend Elliott for at least Hart's first year, and then Daniel put Konechny in too.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, and that same discussion in terms of blue chips. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Now, to address the other question that Tom was saying, are the Flyers making the playoffs? Well, see, the thing is that when you look at positioning, the Flyers really aren't in a bad spot. You know, they have 46 points. They are only 1 behind the Penguins, and they are only 2 behind the Carolina Hurricanes. So it's really not that bad when you look at it. Yeah. And their away record is 8-7-4, which isn't bad either. And they're 11-8-4 at home. So they're not doing bad on either records. And their goal differential is +1 in a sea of minuses.
Yeah.
So really, when you look at it, the Flyers are the best team on the outside looking in currently in the Eastern Conference. That's not a bad sign going into it. It's just my biggest concern is, again, like that one mistake they made with Pittsburgh. It only took one bad shift to change that game's complexion, just like that. If they can figure it out. And it looks like they are finally, because they're getting 6 goals. They got 6 goals a game for like 2 straight games. It's like finally something is clicking. They're finally finding their offensive composure here. Like, this
is a wild man.
I know. Like, it's just unbelievable. It's just like, finally. It took them this long to do this. If they can finally make this consistent, if they can finally say, yes, the secondary scoring is here to stay. Yes, we are going to score a shit ton of goals. Yes, the young guys are going to get in on the act too. They can be that team that can make the playoffs. And without a shadow of a doubt, they can make a wild card spot. Could they make the first wild card spot? That's possible too. Because really, they're competing with the teams that are in the 20s right now on the win mark. They really are. And like I said, there are 19 wins. 19 wins currently right now. The Pittsburgh only has 22 wins. Carolina only has 20 wins. New York only has 22 wins. That is not something that you can say like, oh, well, we're in trouble. The New Jersey only has 22 wins. There you go.
Guys, I mean, even though they are on the outside looking in, their chances are even more favorable than I had them going into this season, because all the haters were saying, well, I mean, you look at that Metropolitan Division. How the hell is that going to be possible that they come out of that?
It's even shaping up better than what I would have thought.
Right? Oh, the division itself is even better.
Ridiculous.
The reason why they're in a better spot is because the Atlantic division has been dog shit.
Yeah.
You know, excluding, of course, the Lightning, who have one of the best records
Boston,
in the league, in Boston. But Maple Leafs, too, throw them in there, too, top 3. But after that, you got a Panthers team that's 500. You got a Red Wings team that's 500. The Canadians are 18-20, so on and so forth. Yeah. They have seriously disappointed competing with, because it's like, okay, how are you going to get one of those 2 wild card spots when you got like 4 or 5 teams that can make it out of the Metropolitan Division? Well, you can if the Atlantic disappoints.
Yeah.
Well, that's why, like, you know, going back to the old way that it had with the 3 divisions, and then, you know, 5 basically wild card teams were making it, except for the 3 division winners. Well, you know, that's where it could have benefited teams like the whole Metro division here.
Oh, yeah.
But, you know, obviously the new way that it is, I mean, it's still technically 5. You're still getting 5 from one team. I mean, I don't know.
I mean, well,
if it
here's
really
the thing,
comes
though.
down
They
to
guarantee.
the same thing,
The problem is, and this is what I don't like about this setup, it guarantees the top 3 in the division are going.
Yeah.
And the problem is, what if that division blows? And like the Atlantic, what if Toronto was just not good this year? If they were painfully average and mediocre at best?
And they're number 3.
Yeah, and they're number 3 in the division. Like, now how the fuck is that fair? You know, like, I mean, a mediocre team happened to get the 3rd in their division, so they got a nice little bye into the playoffs. And you know what happened? They got shit canned right out in the first round. Like, how is that fair to a team that was busting their ass in the Metropolitan, yet there was only 2 spots in the wild card, and they were the odd men out, yet that Atlantic Division team has a worse record than they do, yet they're in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's what I don't like about this setup, and I didn't like it right from the very beginning. I'm like, that's bullshit, because any team can pad up points in the beginning of the season, have a real shitty second half, but because they had that precious damn division spot, they got in. I'm like, that's not fair, because what about that team that had an unbelievable second half? They're not going to make it because their division's too stacked. Like, that's the ultimate flaw I have with this setup right now for the NHL. And I don't know why. Ever since realignment, they had to make the playoffs a fucking Einstein project because, the NHL couldn't get more annoying as it already was. Thank you, Batman. You are just such a brilliant motherfucker.
He is brilliant. I mean, he's got to be the best.
I just, oh my God. Batman makes you want to kill people. He makes you want to strangle people, particularly him. He's just such a jackass. And he looks like a smug prick, too. Just looking at him, just you want to smack him.
I know I'm an asshole, but I'm here.
Yeah. I just want to smack that motherfucker. Every time I see his fucking face. Seriously,
Tell him how you really feel.
I do. I really do. It's about me. It's like me and Pierre freaking Maguire. I want to smack that motherfucker,
By the way,
too.
I hope everything goes well with him. He just had surgery for prostate cancer.
Yeah. Okay.
So
all right. We'll retract on that one. All right. I will retract that statement. Pass on that one. Yes. Hopefully
she'll be ready for the Olympics, though.
Matt, you grown soft, man. Who cares if he's getting surgery?
Well, okay, it's cancer though. If I knew him in real life and he was a real asshole, then yeah, I wouldn't wish him anything but death.
I know it's been a hot minute since we've been on the air, but you can't take what I'm saying seriously. No.
Oh, no. No, that's all right. I take everything you say seriously,
but,
Rob. You know this.
Going back to Tom's question, though, we're looking at the Metro for us, in our case anyway. Who's going to fall apart, though, that the Flyers or even the Penguins could take the spot?
Neither one. I'm still saying it's going to be one of these two teams. I'm going to say Carolina.
Okay.
I think Carolina can. I think they're a bit of a paper team, or New Jersey.
Yes.
I honestly think the Devils are going to have that slump.
I'm on board with you because I think the Rangers will make the third spot in our division.
I think so, too. I think Carolina's a paper.
What you're saying,
paper.
Washington is a lock.
Yeah.
Columbus, a lock.
A lock at this point, yeah.
And everybody else is kind of wishy-washy, but I do think the Rangers, out of all the other teams in the Metro, are probably the third best.
I mean, honestly, though, I think the Rangers are consistent enough to where they'll be fine, and plus they have Henrik Lundqvist in net, so there's really no question.
When's he going to finally fucking win something?
See, here's
I don't want to say it, but, I mean, come on. He's got to be the king for a fucking reason. Win something.
Here's the thing.
Can't call you king if you ain't got a fucking crown.
See, you know what their year was? Henrik's year and the Rangers' year, it was not the year they actually went to the Stanley Cup Finals and lost to the Kings. It was the year the Kings beat the Devils in the Stanley Cup Finals. You want to know why? Because that team was killing it. The Rangers were crushing it. They were number one in the division. They bulldozed their way to the Eastern Conference Finals. And you know what happened? The fucking Devils happened. That's what fucking happened. And you know what? It was the one time I felt bad for the Rangers because the same fucking thing happened to us in the round right before that. Them piece of shit motherfucking Devils had to sneak on into the goddamn playoffs, beat the Florida Panthers. Which
Panthers, I remember that. Yeah. And it was a 7-game series, too.
They beat the freaking Panthers when everybody was expecting them to beat the Panthers to beat them.
3 versus 6, yep.
And then they beat the Flyers, and
that's how bad that division was. That the Panthers won it.
Yes, that was a terrible division.
They were the third seed
oh my
that
Christ.
year.
That was before Tampa put their shit together.
God.
Seriously, but and then the Devils beat the Flyers in the next round. Just that fucking series. I hate it. I hate that series so much. I wanted to strangle any Devils fan that I saw. That is bullshit. Luckily, I didn't know any Devils fans, so I was not going to get convicted of murder. I knew 2 Rangers fans, and I said to them, listen, make fun of me all you want, but guess what? Watch the Devils beat your sorry asses in the Eastern Conference Finals because this is what they fucking do. They come in out of fucking nowhere, and they make no fucking sense, yet they manage to pull off an amazing run in the playoffs. And then they get their fraudish fan base that comes out, I've been a fan my whole life. Shut the fuck up. You were never a fan.
Can't even fill the stadium.
Yeah, you weren't a fan. You weren't even a fan until they got their names put on the fucking cup.
It's like a home game. It's a home game for the Penguins every time I go.
Seriously, Rob, you know this perfectly. Don't the Devils just come out of fucking nowhere and ruin everybody's goddamn year?
You know what happens? You know what happens when you think you're going to win the Stanley Cup from the Eastern Conference? The Devils play the trap. That's what happens.
Yeah, that's what fucking happens.
Nah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, those days of the trap are well done. But, yeah, that's what they are, that constant thorn team. And, I mean, that's just from the organization, through ownership, through general manager. They're just that agitating type organization, and they pride themselves on being that.
Yeah.
True, because also nobody really wanted them in the league to begin with.
Yeah.
Like, no one wanted the New Jersey Devils to exist. They just happened to come into the league because the Kansas City Scouts didn't work. That's the only reason why they exist.
Got another comment coming through. Drew Rogers says, "What's with the Pens jersey?" Well, Matty asks me this every time he sees me, but I mean, as you know from listening to the show, you'll know that I'm a huge Penguins fan, so there's your answer. That's all you need to know.
Came right out of the closet right there. Penguins fan and proud.
Sorry, I got an old jersey on. This is 2016. I'm sorry. I have to update the patch.
I was about to say 4 for 4, but it's 3 for 3 Pittsburgh style too.
We don't need basketball there.
Yeah, here and it's like, Penguins cups. Yeah, you go from the 3 that they've had with Crosby. You have 1, 2, 3. But anyway.
Love you too, Matty.
Yep. It's all love. It's all love. But anyway, so despite my outraging hatred of the New Jersey Devils, I honestly think, though, that this is all false. Like, I mean, they had a great beginning of the beginning of the year. How many times have we heard that? Like, the Devils have had great,
every year.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
The Devils have
They always start off
Yeah.
great, and then they fall apart. But I do think this team is different. It's tough. Because to hear that a team like the Penguins might not make the playoffs this year, I don't think it's going to happen.
I don't think so either. Like,
Honestly, I've even said to people, I don't even know if I want to see the Penguins in the playoffs this year because I know it's just going to be upsetting for me.
Well, that's the thing, though. The Penguins, even though they'd be an underdog rolling it, and that's weird to say, a two-timer winding up being an underdog. That's the thing, though. The Penguins still being an underdog, it doesn't matter to them. Like, they won a Stanley Cup as an underdog. So it's not exactly like it's uncharted territory for them to win or even go to the Stanley Cup Finals as an underdog. I mean, they went to 2 straight. Then 2008, 2009. They were not the favorite to win either time.
Oh, no.
But they managed to win one. So it's like,
shit, we weren't supposed to beat Nashville either. They really thought Nashville was going to come in and kick our asses.
You know, the thing about Nashville is that as good as they were, they did not have enough to beat the Penguins. I wanted them to beat the Penguins.
They were great.
So
they were
bad.
Disgusting defensively.
Like, you just don't know how bad I wanted them to beat them, but it's just that, you know what, deep in my hockey analyst mind, it's like they're not going to beat them. They don't have enough. They just don't have enough.
When they tied the series up 2-2 after Game 4, leaving Nashville, I had a bad bug in my stomach.
I mean, yeah, but that's the thing, though, is they used the home ice, but home ice was on the favor of the Penguins, and that was the thing. It's like if you're good at home, you always can rely on that Game 7 being in your building.
But the Penguins have never won the Stanley Cup in their own building, so.
That's true.
Yeah.
No, wait a minute. Oh, no, you're right. They didn't. Detroit won it in their building. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I thought they won it. Yeah, you're right. I got the years mixed up. It wasn't 08 they won. It was
09 we won
and
Game
they won
7
it in
Detroit.
Joe Lou.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. That's right. You are right, though. They have never won it. Yeah, that's crazy when you think about it. Yeah, because the Pens won it. Yeah, even the 2 that they won with Mario. Yeah. They won them in Minnesota and Chicago. Wow. Yeah, because they swept them. So it was all on enemy ice.
Yeah.
Shit. Wow. That's amazing.
Crazy.
So they have to face it. So they have to win it on enemy ice. They have to win in 6.
Yeah.
Otherwise, they're not going to win it at all. That's how it is.
That's what it is. Can't bring the series to 7.
Nope.
Except if we got the home game. Real quick, another comment, Daniel. James Neal wasn't used right in Nashville.
I mean,
he was a
made
40
a pretty
goal
good
scorer.
go out of it.
Yeah.
I mean, just saying.
Yeah, I might disagree a little bit there. I think, I'm surprised. I'm honest. With the talent that they had, maybe not, but I'm surprised that they didn't keep him. A little bit. I know there's a lot of great talent that they kept, and I don't blame them. But, I mean, we're seeing what James Neal in his first game had 2 goals.
Well, not only that.
They're like, shit.
Well, not only that.
Shit.
I mean, though, but the truth is, though, hindsight being 2020, I don't think really Nashville's kicking themselves too much because they're second in the Central.
Yeah, I mean,
so it's like it's
they're
not the
doing
worst
great,
thing in the whole world.
But you're taking, like I said, you're getting rid of like a 40 goal scorer.
Yeah,
every year. I mean, the guy could score, and people don't talk about him.
And Neil was getting those clutch goals for them in the playoffs.
I loved when he was in Pittsburgh.
Him and Ryan Johansson. And
Yeah.
but actually, that's what I think really killed them. The fact that they did not have Johansson going into that Stanley Cup final, that killed them.
Oh, yeah.
Because just like you need your top offensive goal scorer, especially since you're going up against the Pittsburgh goddamn Penguins. You're not just facing some schlub team from the East that got lucky into
and
it.
It's the same thing when we lost Crosby against the Caps for those few games. So, I mean, it's...
That's all right. It was the Caps.
Yeah.
Anyway, it doesn't matter.
You're right.
Yeah,
I
it's the
forgot.
Caps. Don't worry about them. Don't worry about them. See, we have to worry about them. You don't. That's the thing. All right. So we're going to take a break. When we come back, we'll get more into the hockey action, right here on A2D Radio.com. We'll give you a scoring update of what the hell is going on.
And we'll talk
today
about
in the NHL.
Some all-star breaks,
Yep.
some lineups.
Yep, and see what we're looking at here. And that is all on the other side. And we are all brought to you by Gibson Mayer LLC, your certified public accountants. They are located in 301 Oxford Valley Road in Yardley, PA. You can give them a call, 215-369-3300. And by any chance, guys, if you are in the market for an accountant, I think Gibson Mayer might be the guys you want to go to. Because guess what? There's one of those guarantees in life, and it is taxes. So you want to be ready, be prepared, get Gibson Mayer.
Bingo. There you go.
There we go. All right. This is the Hockey Happy Hour at A2DRadio.com. We'll be right back right after this.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
You're listening to the Hockey Happy Hour, only on A2DRadio.com.
A2DRadio.com is proudly sponsored by Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants. Gibson Mayer, located in Yardley, PA, is a leading accounting and business consulting firm with a proven track record of handling critical issues with expertise across many different industries, including construction, distribution, hospitality, manufacturing, real estate, service trades, merchandising, professional services, and professional athletes. Give them a call at 215-369-3300. That's 215-369-3300. Your initial consultation is always free, and if you tell them that Tom and Mike from AM and the PM sent you, you'll receive 15% off all income tax services completed by February 15th. That's Gibson Mayer LLC Certified Public Accountants, 215-369-3300, or visit them on the web at www.gibsonmayer.com. That's gibsonmayer.com.
Hey, do you need to get your skills in shape? Then contact the Scanzano Sports Center, located at 5 Carnegie Plaza in Cherry Hill, New Jersey. You can give them a call at 856-889-3434 or visit them on the web at www.scanzanosports.com. John Scanzano offers individual, semi-private, and team training lessons in hitting, pitching, catching, outfield, along with turf rentals. The Scanzano Sports Center is equipped with a 31,000 square foot indoor facility, 4 batting cages, and a 4,000 square foot strengthening and conditioning room. So what are you waiting for? Contact the Scanzano Sports Center today.
A2DRadio.com is sponsored by The Sports Outlet for all your sporting needs. Located 703 Black Horse Pike in Glendora, New Jersey. Give them a call at 856-939-2030 or email them at sportsoutletnj@comcast.net or visit them on the web at www.sportsoutletinc.com for all your sporting needs. The Sports Outlet.
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to the Hockey Happy Hour. We are live from the BMW of Atlantic City Studios here in Mount Ephraim, New Jersey, brought to you by Liberty Event Rentals. They are located at 2154 East Cambridge Street in Philadelphia, PA. You can give them a call at 267-314-7368. They got tables, chairs, tents, linens, anything for your party or event needs. I mean, New Year's did pass by, but you know what? February is coming up, and you know what month that is? It's the month of love.
Aww.
And Valentine's Day will be there, so if you want to have a special event for your significant other, or if you don't have a significant other and you want to throw a singles bash, Liberty Event Rentals is the place to go. And you can find them online at www.libertyeventRentals.com.
If you get a tent for Valentine's Day, I'm going to kill
pretty
you.
Dope.
Yeah, it would be actually kind of pretty dope, actually.
That would be dope.
When I said it out loud, but I was committed to the line. I had to say it. Sorry.
What you do is
that would be dope, actually.
you get a red tent, so that way it's a color of a heart.
With rose petals in it.
Yeah, and then you have
And heart-shaped chocolates.
and then you have 2 sleeping bags. Actually, one conjoined sleeping bag. That is just a giant heart.
Hey, every day is Valentine's Day. Just ask my stable of 10 women.
His harem of women. And they all.
He's a funny guy, you know.
Yeah, you know. He's got all of them looking like Alexa Bliss. Anyway. All right, so we were talking about the Flyers and how the Devils suck, and I hate them in their stupid nose. But anyway, the New Jersey Devils eventually going to collapse as they usually do, and also the Carolina.
hoping.
As we were hoping, but to me, I think it's inevitable at some point for them too. The Carolina Hurricanes as well, as I think they're kind of a bit of a false prophet right there. They're not going to last.
Good though.
He is, but I don't think that's going to last. I think he's having a real good year, but I don't think that's going to be enough to get them in. At least in my opinion, I don't think Carolina's.
I definitely agree with you there.
Carolina's a paper-thin team, at least in my eyes. So, before we dive into any more topics going around in the NHL, give you all a quick update of what happened today. I would say it's a live scoring update, but there was only 3 motherfucking games.
Yeah, it figures.
So they all ended. It figures on the day we do a show, but I got tons of games for tomorrow. I was like, that's great. We're not doing a show tomorrow. Thanks, guys. So, Buffalo walking away with a win, surprisingly, on the Columbus Blue Jackets, 3-1. I give Buffalo credit on that one.
Thank you.
Thank you, Buffalo. You helped us. You helped both
no,
of
we
us.
weren't clapping for you, Rob. Sorry.
Actually,
but thank you.
Thank you, Rob, for gracing us with your presence. We're actually chanting and cheering that the Buffalo Sabres lost, which doesn't take much for me to cheer that. Actually, no, the Buffalo Sabres won. So it's very hard for me to cheer for the Sabres, but when it comes to them beating the Columbus Blue Jackets, whom both of us need to lose, I'm fine with that.
Except the Metro got stronger. No.
God damn it.
God damn it, Buffalo.
It's like, damn it, Buffalo. You had one fucking job.
Tie, damn it. No.
Losing a shootout. Can you at least do that?
Nah, dude.
No, actually.
That gives them 2 points.
Yeah, never mind. Fuck that.
We just didn't want the game to happen.
Actually, in general. But anyway, Washington, they took a loss too. Wow, the top teams in the Metro taking losses. I wouldn't applaud that though, because guess who beat them?
Who?
Carolina.
Shit.
Yeah. Like I said, I wouldn't applaud that if you would know.
I'll take it back.
Anyway.
Noah Hannafin is coming into his own.
He is.
Really rock solid defender out there in Carolina.
Again, though, I say Carolina still needs to put some. I still think it's paper. I really honestly think if they get a little wet, it's not going to be much. As simple as that. Just like you know the little version. Get a little wet, it goes. So with that being said, Carolina against Tampa Bay. Tampa they must have been out to lunch, man. They took a big old deuce. They lost 5-1 to the Calgary Flames. Wow. I mean,
another top team going down. It doesn't really benefit
going
us.
right down, straight down.
Yeah.
But anyway, Carolina.
Wow.
I mean, Calgary, man, 5-1. I mean, I don't know if that's as much as the youth just showing some perseverance as much as it's just Tampa just taking a big old shit. Like, that's pretty much what I think that was.
Suckers.
Everybody has a bad day. I think they had an off day. I think Tampa had an off day. That is not routine. So Calgary, congratulations, you got the dupe. You caught Tampa on their off day, like you needed the points. But anyway, so that is your update on what happened.
That was a great update.
It was.
I have to
it
say.
was.
That was the best one I think we've had all season.
Why? Because the top teams lost?
Well, all the top teams lost, and there was only 3 games that played.
That too, yeah. Not a whole lot to keep track of. One of the few times we can't actually check to see if Las Vegas played at home or not and how they won. By the way, I did catch. What was this? 2 weeks ago, I caught the late night game between Los Angeles and the Las Vegas Golden Knights, and the Kings worked so hard to tie it up. And guess what happens? About 2 minutes into a double overtime, one bad mistake, and the Knights win. I was crying. It was the funniest thing. And it's not even at home. They beat them in Los Angeles. I'm like, oh my God, this Las Vegas Knights team. You know what they're gonna be if everything goes well for them. You know what they're gonna be? They're going to be the New Jersey Devils of the West. Mm-hmm. They're going to be that team that nobody fucking likes, that people will pretend they don't have a fan base, and legitimately the Devils don't have a fan base, which may actually be true in 5 years.
I just think it's remarkable what they're doing.
Is, without a doubt. And they're set up for the future, too, with all the draft picks and shit that they got.
But you see my point. You see why I comparison. They're going to be they're going to be the New Jersey Devils of the West. Everyone's going to fucking hate them in the West. We're going to hear Brian, you know how we say the fucking Devils? He's going to say the fucking Knights. They beat us again, the motherfuckers.
Well, there's some other similarities to what you're saying there. I mean, it all starts with goaltending with Fleury, and you have some good defenders in front of them. Really great penalty kill out there with former Flyer Pierre-Edouard Bellemare and amongst others. And our penalty killing has certainly dipped this season because of the loss. Yep, absolutely.
God, I miss Pierre Bellemare. I didn't think I'd say that either, but I miss Bellemare.
But I mean, and I'm not saying that they're not fleet of foot when it comes to putting the puck in the net. They can definitely score some goals, but I mean, I think it all starts in their defensive zone and where they've been rock solid all year.
Well, speaking of the Vegas Golden Knights, today they got into a little bit of a controversy here.
Oh, boy. In Vegas.
Vegas Golden Knights' name and color has been challenged by the U.S. Army with U.S. Patent and Trademark Office.
And I know why. Wow. Because if anyone's seen an Army-Navy game, what does the Army team usually wear? Yeah. What is their team called? Yup. But you know what?
It's close, and it's just like, all the the high school football teams that take mascots and all the symbols and shit from college teams.
Here's the thing, though. I don't really see why the U.S. Army needs to do that, and because it's two different sports. Yes, I'm pretty sure Army has a hockey team, and it's probably a club team because I don't think that Army College actually has a legitimate hockey program.
Beyond me.
Yeah, I mean they have football. That's kind of their thing, It's like Navy. The football's their thing, No one cares about the Air Force, but that's a different story. But honestly, it's not the same sport. I get why the likeness, you would think it's the same. But really, it's just like, are you really making that much money compared to what this NHL club is? I just don't think so. Yeah. Not enough to say like, oh, well, we need the revenue. I'm like, really? You do? You really need the revenue? Like, how many people are in the U.S. Army? How many people probably watch the Army-Navy game that aren't even in the armed forces?
Big thing, though.
Yeah, and how many people are currently enrolled in the University of West Point? It's just, I don't know. To me, it just seems like it's silly to challenge it at this point. Like, why? Like, it's a different sport. Do you really need the money? Like, I don't really think the U.S. Army needs the money. I mean, they get federal funding, so I mean, you get a pretty good size of the budget, especially now that there's a Republican in office. I think the military is going to get a pretty good dice of the national profit right now these days. Yeah. So I really don't think you're going to be scrapped for cash right now.
Yeah, just reading up on a little bit, it says that NHL's team owner Bill Foley actually graduated from the United States Military Academy at West Point in 1967.
So that's what the
and was
inspiration
said,
comes
yeah,
for.
and was said to be strongly considering naming the team the Black Knights, which is Army's nickname.
Yeah, so okay, but that's
So he changed it a little bit, saying the Golden Knights, therefore it's not copyrighted. But apparently, I guess, the Army is still kind of hurt about that. So.
Why? Like, it's two separate things. It's
Yeah,
two separate sports. One is college, one is professional. It really shouldn't. This really should not be the case. I mean, again, the U.S. Army. Like, why would the U.S. Army desperately need to, like, if it was holding it in a negative image, I could see, but it's not. Like,
No.
really. And it's the Golden Knights. What, did you copyright colors? Like, seriously. Like,
Yeah.
come on now.
Nah, I'm with you on that. It's I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I haven't really seen this before with a professional team.
No, not really.
Seen it a lot with high school anyway.
Here's the thing. I understand why they had problems in the first place when they were calling it the Knights, because the London Knights exist in the junior league, and that was a big issue at first because the Knights had apparently had trademarked that. But that's why they were called the Gold Knights, so therefore not infringing upon the London Knights. The London Knights are still their own separate thing. I could see that being a problem because the London Knights are a hockey organization, and they are not a college-based. They're junior league, but they do get revenue off of their merchandise stuff.
Yeah.
I could see where that could be a bit of a problem.
Those junior leagues are nasty.
They can be.
London Knights are good too. Always are.
They usually are. They're usually in the Memorial Cup.
Yeah.
Usually. But, again, it's silly. It's really silly when you get down to it. I get why Army wants to do it. Just like, why?
But it's just a thing too that Bill Foley's got a military background too.
That
and
too,
they're bothering
yeah.
him about that. It's just kind of surprising.
I'd be bothered because just like, I graduated West Point. I was in the U.S. Army. I'm trying to give tribute to the U.S. Army. I'm not calling them the Black Knights. I'm calling them the Golden Knights. It's a different story. I mean, personally, for me, I always thought the name was stupid to begin with.
When I saw it, I wasn't the biggest fan of it as well.
I mean, I still think it's dumb. Like, I still think they should have just called themselves something else.
Knights.
Like, not even the Knights. I don't even think they should call themselves the Knights at all because it's Vegas. You should have just called yourself something that was Vegas-esque. Like the Aces or something like that. Like that isn't.
You got the Alaska Aces and the ECHL.
That's true, but that's semi-pro, and I really highly doubt they would ever try to trademark. So
Nice reference.
That is
Well
good,
done.
though. I like that pull. See, we have knowledge here at A2DRadio.com, not those schlups you listen to on the freaking dial.
It's one of the few teams that I know. Johnstown Chiefs, Cincinnati Cyclones, Reading Royals. No. What the hell? Yeah, they were the Royals. Right? I don't know, man. Trenton Titans are gone. They're long gone to me. So
I wish that team was
so upsetting.
Damn,
God
I wish
damn.
I wish that team was still around, man. The Trenton Titans, man.
Talk about
That was
excitement.
that was
The
a
only
fun
thing
team.
good that happened in Trenton, by the way.
Yeah.
Then
Well,
the
couple other
Devils took over the organization.
Yeah, and it did
fucked
fucking
it up.
terrible. Yeah,
They fucked it up.
Yeah, because the fucking Devils don't know how to do shit, right? That's why.
Oh my
Even David
God.
Roscoe on the West Coast agrees. He goes, Devils suck balls.
Yeah, there you go.
Thank you, David.
Thanks,
You're
yeah.
awesome, man. Have I ever told you you're awesome, by the way?
I don't know why they didn't call their team the Sandstorm. I mean, I thought that would have been pretty
The
balls.
Sandstorm. That would have been interesting. Well, I unfortunately, I'm picturing a very bad logo that's not PC right now. So I think we'll just skip on over that.
Nice.
I got a comment coming in. This is from Dottie Eberhardt. Says, I can't choose because I was born in Newark, New Jersey, raised in Philadelphia, so I love hockey teams.
Yeah, but
That's
come on.
tough.
Fan of the sport.
Yeah,
I respect that.
I respect that,
I
but
have that in
I'm
other
like,
sports.
dude. But here's the thing, though. If you ever did choose the legit. Choose the legit franchise. Don't go to the Devils. Don't. I understand. I get it. The birth and everything. But come on, man. The Flyers are where it's at. Don't listen to the frauds who think they're Devils fans because they're not. They're not Devils fans.
I took one look at Mike's face, and right away he goes, "Yeah, choose the right team, the Penguins." I knew.
See, I knew he was going to try and say it.
If you can't choose between one of the two,
no,
come to a real team.
don't listen.
Don't do it, Dottie.
Don't do it. Don't listen to this heathen. Do not.
Do it
don't listen to him.
after next year when we don't win the cup, so you don't look like a bandwagoner.
Well,
she says Flyers.
All right, awesome,
yeah.
awesome. There you go. Cool, good. She didn't listen to you. Good.
Nah. I know I'm going to get some hate mail in a couple seconds.
It's a plight that a lot of people that grow up in New Jersey have to go with. Which direction of the state do you go?
Yeah.
I didn't choose. I just, spread myself between the sports.
That's actually kind of funny too when you think about it with the teams that you like. It's
Moving on.
Yeah.
Let's go.
One's up here, one's down here, one's there.
Moving on. Don't talk about sports you don't know anything about. Go on.
I'm not saying anything that I don't know. I know anything about it. I'm just saying that they're the teams you like.
I know.
Why are you ashamed of the teams you like, Rob?
Because I'm fraudulent.
Oh, come on. Come on now.
I stick to one city and one city only.
I made poor choices as a youth, and I'm loyal to a fault.
That's fine. We all. I mean, that's like getting a really bad tattoo. Like you have no choice. You're stuck with it.
Like a Super Bowl tattoo.
Yeah. Like seriously, you just get the bad tattoo. Well, you gotta own that shit now.
Nah.
It's just like, what are you gonna do?
It's fine now.
What are you gonna do? Are you gonna pay for the surgery? I heard it's very painful. It's worse than getting the tattoo, so it's not worth it. Not worth it. It's like that one band you liked in college, and then you realize, oh my God, they're so shitty. Why did I ever like it?
trash.
But fuck, I got them tattooed on my arm. Shit. Damn it. Shouldn't have gotten drunk. But oh well.
Damn it, Dale.
All right. So, with that being said and the scoring update out of the way, we now gear back into the Flyers. And I'm going to throw it out to you, Mr. Michael Klankov.
Hi.
The residential Penguins lover who dreams of Crosby at night, scoring
It's like
hat tricks.
the one picture frame.
Gotta ask, do you see the New Jersey Devils winning, those fucking Devils, or do you see the Flyers walking away with a gut check win against the division third place New Jersey Devils?
Yes. I say the Flyers do win.
Oh, okay, good. You corrected
Yes,
yourself
yes,
there. I
yes,
see what
yes.
you said.
No, I do see the Flyers winning. I see it being a 4-3 game. I see it being close. I see the Devils scoring early, but then the Flyers coming back.
Nice.
As the Devils always do when I go to a game anyway. They're usually the first to score.
And then they're the last
And
to
then
lose.
they're the last. Yeah.
then
they lose.
they're the first to lose.
And
though.
I think it's going to be the same way. I mean, you've talked about it before where the Flyers just do pretty damn well at the Rock. And, it's going to be a good atmosphere game, definitely. And, the Flyers are coming in hot. Devils kind of playing a little sloppy lately. So I'm going to go Flyers here. And what's funny is the last show I did want to say Flyers over Tampa Bay, and Flyers did beat Tampa Bay.
They did beat Tampa Bay. Which
And you guys were fucking with me, so I was like, you know what?
Yeah.
No, I'll just be realistic here. I'll
Yeah.
go Tampa Bay. But this time I'm being true to it.
Actually, that's another thing I wanted to give you shit about, by the way. It's like, yeah, where was that fucking charm on the Tampa Bay
Yeah.
Lightning? We totally dissed them. We actually did, too.
Yeah,
That's the funny part.
5-2.
I don't know what's up with Tampa, but we caught Tampa on an off day, and so apparently did Calgary. I'm like, damn, Tampa's just taking shits left and right, man. What is going on with them? Like, they need to fix that, and they need to fix that in a hurry. But anyway, is that what you had to say?
Yeah, no, I mean, that's really it. It's going to come down to those secondary scorers.
It is. It is. Mr. Broken One, Povia.
Delete. What?
What do you say? Flyers?
Fairy godparents.
I like that reference. Or those disgusting putrid Devils.
They must be stopped. No. Devils 5-2-3 over their last 10. So, I mean, they have been playing sloppy, but they've been getting still wins, staying consistent, scoring goals. They got beat 5-4 by the Islanders. So, obviously, they're still putting up in their last game, that is. So, they are putting up goals in the net. I'm going to stick to what my gut instinct was when I chimed in on Facebook Live to begin the show. I say that the Devils win 4-3 in a shootout.
So I'm saying Flyers win 4-3. You're saying Flyers lose 4-3.
Correct.
Okay.
I am going to say it's going to be a 4-2 Flyers win.
Okay.
I'm going to say the Devils, they probably start off fine. They have like a 2-0 lead. But then the Flyers do me proud, and they come back, and they take it, and they stick it right where the sun don't shine on them fucking Devils.
Now you're asking for too much.
What?
You just ruined it for them.
What do you
Where
mean?
they do you proud.
Oh, what?
Now they're going to disappoint the hell out of you and lose like 7-1 or something stupid.
Yeah, you
They're
know
due
what,
for
you're
that
probably-
7-1 win. Loss.
You're probably right, too. Fuck.
That seems to be the blowout scores, like 7-1, 7-2 this year.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah, like what? You know what the funny part is? The NHL is always bitching about, oh, we want more goals. We want more goals. Oh, you want more goals, motherfucker? Well, here's more goals.
Here's more goals.
It's like, oh, but no, but we wanted it to be competitive. Oh, well, that's too bad. Life's a bitch, ain't it? You wanted more goals? Here's more goals.
The game's just changed so much, man. I got a little taste of what it used to be. I actually watched the sequel to Goon, Last of the Enforcers. By the way, if you've never seen that movie, don't. Horrible.
It's a bad
I mean, the only reason why I sat with it through it was that Alicia Cuthbert was in it, so I was looking for moments where I could crank one out. And there wasn't even that. She was in there like 3 times. I still made it work, though. I still made it work. She talked very dirty in the movie.
Was it? Like, it was kind of like Selena Gomez and Neighbors too, not in it.
Yeah, exactly. It's exactly what. Great fucking comparison. It's exactly what it was. The first movie was really good. I really liked the first
that movie. Was hilarious.
This one was not.
I've actually not seen Neighbors 2 either. That's the funny part.
No, I saw the first one, which was great, but I didn't see the second one.
Pretty good.
I was crying laughing at the first one. The shit that they did was so funny. I love that frat boy pranks they used to pull on them the whole time with the airbag on the couch. I would so pull that on somebody. That looked like it'd be fun to do.
That would look like it would blow somebody's back out, though. God damn.
I mean, okay, yeah, you're probably right, but if barring injuries, if you could get away with it,
do
I'd
it
so
to a
do
Devils fan.
Yes, that's what we do. We will bring a Devils fan onto the show just to freaking do that. That's what we'll do.
Great to have you.
Yeah, right through the ceiling of the BMW Land City Studios. I mean, he might go through the ceiling, but you know what? I don't think Tom would be too upset. As long as it was a Devils fan, I think it'd be the equivalent of a Cowboys fan in NFL. Not you, Rob, but, you know.
It could be me. I do 2 shows with him, and I'm getting on his nerves.
You're the guy saying that the Falcons are going to win, aren't you?
5 Falcons 5. No, I'm not hating on that. No, I honestly, I wish everybody good luck. You know what I mean? When you're the number 1 seed and an underdog, I want to see them win.
Yeah,
putting all rivalry aside.
So disrespectful.
Oh, it's so disrespectful.
So disrespectful.
Absolutely. I figure, maybe if they could actually win one, knock that chip off their shoulder.
Yeah. I got it now.
See
Good
the
one.
method? See
Good
the
one.
method? Nah.
Oh, wow. All right.
I piss him off. I cheer him up. I'm like, oh, he's a good sportsman. And then I just go ahead and piss him off again.
Get that chip off your
I
shoulder.
love that. That's great.
Dirty roach I am.
That's like saying the Vegas Golden Knights
crawl
are
your way back to Dallas.
Yeah.
It's like
Where it's warm. No.
It's like saying the Vegas teams are going to take a gamble when they get into the playoffs. Just saying. But
This is merely my
but seriously though, I think Tom honestly will repair his roof and not have any problems with doing it. If it was a Devils fan or a Cowboys fan, they go right through the freaking roof.
Peace.
Actually, that would be Tom's new thing. He'd have an ejector button.
Yeah.
right there on the spot.
Yep.
But anyway, so I got them winning. You got them winning.
Yeah, I'll give
Rob's
them
got
dubs.
them losing. But we do get a point out of it.
OTL.
I will take the point. I will gleefully take the point.
Mm-hmm.
Could be strategy pick,
Could be. Yeah, there you go.
They go against me, you know what I mean? But no, Devils playing strong. I do have to. I mean, I know we're talking a lot of shit on the show, but they're having a pretty good season. I mean, Nico Hischier has shown that. I mean, he's far and away outpaced Nolan Patrick so far. I mean, I think that will course correct. If you want to look at Hischier and Patrick, a la like Carson Wentz and Dak Prescott, you know what I mean? Yeah, Dak had that great first year while Wentz was learning the game, and once Wentz got into the game, just like when Nolan Patrick gets into the game, look the fuck out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I just feel that really at this point, the Devils, we're looking at the team. I feel like they could only get better in some ways.
This is true.
Their roster is not like a shiny roster. Like, hey, man, this is a team you got to look out for.
Blue collar.
If they were to put a couple pieces around him, he could be even better than him.
Truth.
That's why it's kind of confusing that, Nolan Patrick isn't doing as great right now because he's got pieces around him.
You got to think the team he's on hasn't been playing consistent
Yeah, but
enough.
the Devils aren't known for their offensive scoring.
Well,
Not recently.
It's all about time on ice, though. Hershey,
Yeah.
I'd be willing to bet, is getting
It's
at
probably
least 6 minutes more average a game than
Probably.
Patrick.
And
not only-
Patrick was a third-line center for a while. I mean, bumped up to the second line, but go on, Maddie. Sorry.
No.
Yeah.
I
No, that was it.
Oh,
Yep,
okay.
yep.
But the thing is also is that the team around Nolan has been shaky. The secondary scoring has been the biggest question mark for the Flyers this entire year. So when that's your biggest problem and Nolan Patrick's supposed to be on your secondary scoring, that's probably going to cause a few problems in the Rook's first year in the NHL, just a few.
Yeah.
So when the vets aren't playing well around you, what the fuck you supposed to do?
Yeah. Quick comment coming in. Adam Luzenko on Facebook Live says, "What's up, homies? What's up, dude?" And he also said, "Devils equal trap."
Yeah.
Could very well be.
We'll always
I
know
mean,
that.
It's going to be a tough game. I have it close. Personally, it could go either way. I am given the extra point, the extra goal scored in the game to the Flyers.
I mean, that's possible. I'm not going to deny that there is the possibility of that being a trap, but I feel like they already went through their trap game. And that
Buffalo.
was against
No.
No. I feel like it was the Penguins because they played well going into that game and they, Penguins were even with them. So they had to have thought in the back of their mind, we got a shot here. And then they just did what they did. And
4 minutes. No. I just want to keep bringing that up.
Shut up.
Listen,
Anyway.
I think they still play each other 2 or 3 more times. So
Yeah, true. But I think that was really their trap game, and I think they responded very well with it on their homestand. They won the rest of their games. And yes, they are going on the road. That is a bit of an annoyance. But the thing is, though, is that they play well in the Rock. They have in the past.
Yeah.
And I think that they learned their harsh lesson that they had to against the Penguins, where they're not underestimating this team. And I don't think they're going to be underestimating the Devils going into this game. Because I think the problem was last year they played down to the Devils. Because the Devils, really last year, they did nothing. So you're going to play down to the team you think sucks. Here's the thing. I think that they won't play down to the Devils this time around. They're really going to take them seriously, and they're going to say, okay, we're facing Nico. We're facing a Taylor Hall. We're facing a team that's actually doing very well this year. We got to take this shit seriously this time around. Okay, let's do what we got to do to get this shit done.
All right. I'm changing my vote here. I'm going Devils. I just saw the time that they're playing and what day they're playing. They're playing on Saturday at 7 o'clock, which means Flyers fans are going to be minimal because they're going to be so focused on watching the Eagles game. They're going to be in Philly. They're not going to be at the Rock supporting the team. So I think it's going to be a true home game for the Devils. I think they will pull out the win now.
Look at that expert insight.
I'm just saying.
Looking at all angles.
You got to look at all the demographics.
I got you on that one. I'm not saying that that's not a
But
possibility.
that means then again the Devils will shit the bed and the Flyers will win. So.
Yeah. I mean, truth is, though, is that, I don't know. This team has played well on the road, so I'm not as worried about that as it could be, Again, it could turn out to go either way. That's really how I'm looking at it. It really could go either way. Now, the games following that, that's going to be a tough week coming up because the Flyers got to face New York in Madison Square Garden. That's a tough game right there. So if there is a winnable game, if there's a game, I mean, the Rangers would technically be the winnable game. But here's my point of view. I think because you're catching the Devils on a slump, the Devils are the winnable game in an odd way. The Rangers are not. The Rangers are going to be that team you're going to be frustrated against, especially if Lundqvist is in net and he's playing well. It's just like, fuck, we're in trouble again,
100.
Now, then you got to go home and you got to face Toronto. Now, the Flyers should be able to beat Toronto, but that's not a lock because the Maple Leafs are the Maple Leafs. You don't know what team you're going to get when you face them. You're either going to face that offensive powerhouse or you're going to face a team that's still trying to figure out what the fuck they are. And then you got to face the Devils in Philly.
Mm-hmm.
That's the game I'm worried about because you face the Devils in Philly, and we've had problems with big games in Philly. Big game against Pittsburgh, we shat the bed. Big game against the Devils, are we going to shit the bed again?
Mm-hmm.
That's my problem. And that's an afternoon game too. And that's another thing. We don't play well in afternoon games. We never have. I'm a little concerned about that. And Boston's the perfect example. We played like shit against Boston in an afternoon game. So that's what the game that concerns me against the New Jersey Devils.
Yeah.
Maybe not necessarily this
I'm with
game
you.
here in the Prudential Center.
I'm with you. So since we got a couple more minutes left, why don't we go through the rosters real quick for the All-Star teams?
I'm down with that.
All right, let's start it off. Atlantic, we got Alexander Barkov of Florida, Jack Eichel, Nikita Kucherov, Brad Marchand, Austin Matthews, Steven Stamkos, Mike Green, Victor Hedman, Eric Carlson, Carey Price, and Andrei Vasilevsky to close it up for the Atlantic Division, and the coach John Cooper from Tampa Bay. A lot of Tampa Bay guys there.
Now,
5, right? 4.
I gotta-
Jesus, 5. I
gotta-
can't count.
I got to ask, though, does the guy really deserve to be on the team when his team sucks ass? And I'm referencing Carey Price. As good as he is, his team's like shit right now.
I think it's just kind of like an honorable thing.
I guess.
And I feel like it's the same way for Pittsburgh when we get to that real quick, and I'll just say
Yeah.
his name with Chris Letang. I mean, this is his 4th appearance in the All-Star game. Did he deserve it this year? Fuck no. And that's coming from me. I don't think so. Here's the real snub on the team. I think Phil Kessel, I think he's 10th in points this year. Personally, he might be deserving of it over Crosby this year.
Well, the thing is, Phil.
But that's just me.
Phil never had a stroke, so that's the reason why.
Oh, yeah. That's horrible.
No, but it's
You're-
true.
you're horrible.
It's true. It's the reason why he's getting the votes. So that's what it is.
All right, so here we go with the Metro. Josh Bailey, congratulations to him on his first appearance. Sidney Crosby, Claude Giroux. Crosby's only his 3rd appearance.
How the fuck is that only his 3rd appearance?
Claude Giroux's 5th. That's pretty crazy. Maybe because of all those concussion years. No.
I can live with that, though. Drew is more than he is.
Taylor Hall, Alexander Ovechkin, Crumb. John Tavares, Noah Hannafin. There you go. You mentioned him earlier. Seth Jones, Chris Letang, as I said, I don't believe he deserves it. Braden Holtby deserves it. Henrik Lundqvist deserves it.
Maybe Crosby was elected to more but couldn't participate. That has to be. It has to be more than 3.
I mean, the guy's been in the league since 2004.
Right.
Or 5, whatever.
You know
the
what
fuck
it was? I think because Malkin was being put to the to the All-Star team.
This is like the guy, the face of the NHL.
I know.
Yeah, how is he not in the All-Star
here's
game?
the thing, though. I think the problem was the team he was on.
Yeah.
Like, Crosby being on the team that has guys like Malkin and the rest of them that actually compete with him in scoring. I think that's the only reason why.
Yeah.
It's not like the Capitals where, okay, we obviously know it's going to be fucking Ovechkin. We already know
His
this already.
7th
Or
appearance.
the Flyers, it's going to be Giroux. It's going to be him.
Well, they're always going to put his health before an exhibition
yeah.
game. I mean,
Yeah,
100%.
true.
You
Or
know.
the next Vision tournament in this case.
Selfish. Sorry. It's good. I had to sneeze.
And Barry Trotz is the coach for the Metro there. We're going to move on to the Central Division.
Just ski dat right over
Well,
that one.
Yeah, as well as it should be.
We got Patty Kane, as always, his 7th appearance. Nathan McKinnon. Braden Shen, his
Nice.
first appearance.
Shenner.
He deserves it. Tyler Sagan, Eric Stahl, Blake Wheeler. Now his first 2. He's having a great season. John Klingberg, Alex Pietrangelo, PK Subban, Connor Hellebuck, whatever the fuck his name is.
Hellebuck.
He deserves it too. I mean, fucking Winnipeg is disgusting this year. Where the hell did that come from? And Pico Rene and Peter Laviolette as the head coach
Good
for
old
the Central.
Labby. Good old Labby.
All right, we got the Pacific to close it up here. We got Brock Boucher. I'm so bad with names.
Do you want me to take the phone
just
here?
fucking take the phone. I can't win names today. I'm losing it.
It would be
Better than me, man.
Brock,
That's pretty good, actually.
no, it'd be Brock Boser, unless it's
Yeah.
If it's French, then it's Bosset. But
He might be injured and not be able to play in it,
Yeah,
though.
I
Gotcha.
think he might. Yeah.
Johnny Hockey, Johnny Gaudreau. This is his 4th. Anze Kopitar, Connor McDavid, and he says fan-elected captain is Connor McDavid. James Neal.
McJesus.
Yeah. Ricard Raquel of the Anaheim Ducks for Mr. Bryan and David Rosk out there. Brent Burns of the San Jose Sharks. Drew Doughty. Oliver Ekman Larson. Marc-Andre Fleury. And Johnny Quick. Head coach Gerard Gallant of the Vegas Golden Knights. See what I saw the VK and it fucked me up. And I believe that is it for the rosters.
That's everybody.
So, there you have it. Did you really just throw your
And that's how we're going to end this now.
Should have thrown it at the camera and then have Tom come down here and shank you for real this time.
That's what I would have done. That's what I would have, yeah.
Yeah, you really would have gotten shanked if you did that. But anyway, all right, so that'll do it for this edition of the Hockey Happy Hour. We were live in the BMW Atlantic City studios for the ultimate driving experience, and they are located in Egg Harbor Township, New Jersey at 6037 Black Horse Pike, and you can give them a call at 609-568-9200 or visit them at www.bmwatlanticcity.com. This has been the Hockey Happy Hour on A2DRadio.com. I am Matt Tsutsuti. This is Mikey Klankov, and that was Rob Popovia behind the boards, and we will see you all next Thursday right here on the Hockey Happy Hour on A2DRadio.com. Woo!
Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.